ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యా రంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి జేఈఈ అయినా నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
Let us start about morphology. So we are discussing botany class. In botany class we are studying, let us start with the chapter morphology. As we discussed for the last class, what is morphology? Morphology is a branch of science which deals with study of external organs. Morphology is nothing but a branch of science which deals with study of external organs. So for the last class we studied external organs of the plant are nothing but what? We study the root system and then we say shoot system, then tip contains what is called apical meristem. Here the root system is present, completely the stem part, the green colored stem part is called shoot system. The place where growth occurs is called tip, called apical meristem. This is a place where growth occurs, and here the place from where a lateral branch or the leaf arises, and this is called axillary bud, or we call lateral meristem. Axillary bud, or we call lateral meristem. So what do you call this? Apical meristem or terminal bud. Right. So this is apical meristem, or it is called terminal bud. Tip of the plant, tip of the stem is called apical meristem or terminal bud. The lateral part of the bud where the growth occurs, it's called axillary bud or lateral meristem. So what else we studied? From the place where leaf arises, this is also called as node. Right? And what are the things we studied for the last class? So here if you take, this is the leaf, leaf has margin, leaf margin, leaf surface, it's called leaf lamina, or it's called leaf surface. This is called leaf margin. Outer part of the leaf is called leaf margin, leaf surface, and this is called petiole. Petiole means, what is petiole? Stalk of the leaf is called petiole. Stalk of the leaf is called what? Petiole. Now here you know that this called midrib, or itself it's called midvein. Midrib or itself is called midvein. What it contains? Vascular bundles. What vascular bundle contains? Xylem and phloem. So here xylem is there, phloem is there. What xylem and phloem will do? Xylem and phloem conducts food and water. What do? They carry the food and they carry the water through midvein. They will be supplied to the leaf cells through what are called veins. So these are called veins. Veins are supplied to the mesophyll cells with the arrangement what are called veinlets. Right? Until here we have discussed. Now, here if you look at shoot system, growth of the shoot system is towards sunlight. Growth of the shoot system is growing, stem is growing towards sunlight. That's why the growth of the root system is called phototrophism. So, I write very clearly here, growth of shoot system, it's called towards sunlight. Towards sunlight, it's called phototrophism. What's the meaning of this? Growth of the stem, that means growth of the shoot system. Growth of the shoot system is taking place where? Upper to the level of soil, ground, upper level to the soil. That is towards sunlight. So, this is called phototrophism. Photo means sunlight. Photo means sunlight. Trophism means movement or growth. Okay. Photo means sunlight. Trophism means movement or growth. So, here growth of the shoot system, at the tip it is growing, the growth of the stem is taking place towards the sunlight. When shoot is growing towards the sunlight, the growth is called movement, growth is called trophism, and sunlight is referred as photo. So, it is called phototrophism. Right. Similarly, we write growth of root system, it is towards soil or towards gravity. It's called geotrophism. What's the meaning of this? So, this is nothing but the soil. So, this is fully what we find here is soil. A tip of the root here, tip of the root is growing towards gravity. You know that at the depth of the soil we find gravitational force. At a particular depth of the soil we find what is called gravitational force. Everybody studied in your lower classes. In the center of the soil, if you go to the deeper and deeper layers of the soil, we find gravitational force, we find gravity exists. Right. So, here root is growing towards gravity. So, the growth of the root towards the soil, towards gravity, it is called geotrophism. Geo means soil, towards soil. Trophism means movement. Movement or growth of the root. What's the meaning of trophism? Trophism means movement. Movement or growth. Growth of the root towards the soil. It's called geotrophism. So, two things you have to understand. All plants grow towards sunlight aerially above to the soil level. So, when shoot is growing, when the stem is growing, the green colored part of the shoot is growing, the growth of the shoot system is called phototrophism. Similarly, root is growing into the deeper and deeper layers of the soil. Root system is penetrating, meaning going inside the layers of the soil. The growth of the root into the deeper layers of the soil, it's called geotrophism. I hope everyone got it. What is phototrophism? Growth of the shoot system towards sunlight. It's called phototrophism. growth of the root system towards soil is called geotrophism. Now, in our morphology, let us study about root system. Let us start with root system. Later we will go with the stem. Later we will go with the leaf, and we will see the types of leaves, right. So, before that, good job. So, guys, here, so let me take a plant here. So, what is the last point I discussed with you? So, this is the soil level. The root part is going down and down, the root part is going down and down. So, the growth of the root is geotrophism. The stem part is growing towards the sunlight. So, the growth of the shoot is called phototrophism. Now, look at this plant carefully here. Now, where the growth is occurring? At the tip. Can you see the young leaves here? So, growth occurs always at the tip. So, at the tip we find some cells. The cells what you find here, the cells, group of cells is called tissue. The cells what you find is called meristematic cells. What you find here? Meristematic cells. At the tip you find meristematic cells. These meristematic cells will undergo cell division and new cells are produced, and that is how growth takes place. That means here one cell divide and form two cells will become 4 cells, 4 cells will become double 8 cells, and like this growth is happening. At the tip what the cells you find are called meristematic cells. Where meristematic cells are present? At the tip. That is why it is called apical meristem or terminal bud. Tip they are present, they are found at the tip. Right. Now, if you observe this carefully, so this is what you find, terminal tip, growth is happening. See, you can see the curvature of the plant, that is towards sunlight. Why not the stem is like this? In some plants you find there is a curvature of the plant. Why there is a curvature of the plant? The growth is happening towards the sunlight. Next, see here the place where branch is developing. So, here you can see the place where the branch is developing. So, it is growing laterally, laterally means side. So, this is called axillary bud or lateral bud. So, you can see here this is axillary bud or lateral bud. So, this is a bud from which it gives rise to branch or it gives rise to leaf. So, what is present laterally here? A side, a bud, small bud from which growth occurs. So, what do you call that? Axillary bud or lateral meristem. So, this is axillary bud from which a branch is growing here or leaf is producing, it is called axillary bud, and that lateral bud or lateral meristem from which branch formation is taking place. Similarly, you find the place where leaf arises or the branch arises, it is also called node. So, this is called node. So, this is called node, this is called node, this is called node, right. The place where the branch or the leaf formation occurs, the total stem it is called node. This is a node, this is a node, this is a node, right. So, here, now if you look at here, at the tip you can find buds, at the tip you can find small buds. So, what did we discuss for the last class? Arrangement of buds. What did we discuss? Arrangement of buds is called inflorescence. What is this is called? Inflorescence. What is inflorescence? Arrangement of buds is called inflorescence. Now you can see here, this is a small bud coming from a node here. This is another small bud. These all are buds. So, this arrangement is called as what? Inflorescence, right. So, here you can see the root is growing towards the soil, it is called geotrophism. stem is growing towards the sunlight is called phototrophism. You can see arrangement of leaves, branches, nodes, apical bud, lateral bud, and what you can find here are nothing but nodes. Right. Now, right. Guys, let us continue our discussion with root system. Let us continue our discussion with root system. So, here you know that roots are the ones brown in color, they penetrate into the deeper layers of the soil. Right. Just now we studied the points like geotrophism, and if you mainly look for functions, let us look for functions. You know, very importantly, roots are meant for absorption of water and minerals. Directly from the soil, they take water and mineral and supply to the plant. So, when you talk about the plant, a plant contains the root system like this. Right. So, here this is the root. What do? The roots absorb water and minerals and they supply to the higher parts of the plant. So, what is the most important function? The important function is absorption of water and minerals. First function is absorption of water and minerals, and second most important function is they provide mechanical support. They provide mechanical support. They make the plant to withstand straight in the soil. Roots, when they penetrate so strongly and tightly into the soil, they make the plant to stand straight. That means roots provide mechanical support. Right. Now, let us directly go to the types of roots. There are different types of roots exist in plants, but majorly we talk about two categories. So, the first category of cell is called as root is called tap root system. And the second category of root system is called fibrous root system. Okay. So, what are the two types of root system we are discussing? Tap root system and other one is called fibrous root system. So, what is this tap root system? Try to, what you can do first year guys, you can take one long notebook and directly start writing the notes in the long notebook. Keep one separate notebook for botany class. What you can do is just keep the heading morphology. We started with the chapter of morphology and just try to note down the points. So, the video what you can see, you can stop in the middle and you can start writing, noting down the points. Try to note down all the points. I will try to write clearly on the board. I will try to go slowly, and from here you should make sure that you start writing your notes. So, again I repeat, keep one separate long notebook, a white plain paper notebook for botany. In that we are just started with the chapter called morphology. Okay, we started with the chapter called morphology. In that we have just started with root system. just note down all the basics of the previous class, and from here be serious, we just entered into the concept. So, from here everything is important. So, slowly in between you stop the video, make sure that you take the notebook and try to copy down all points clearly and try to refer them. Read once, because we started with a simple chapter, you can easily understand all the points so clearly. So, try to understand the video, learn the topic, listen carefully with full concentration, try to learn the topic and practice in your notebook, right. So, make sure that you start your writing your notes. Morphology, in that root system, write down the functions, you know that they are very basic points. Absorption of water and minerals, and roots provide mechanical support. Now, from here we just started seriously the theory. Roots, types of roots you take, we have two types. Start writing the points, try to listen to the video, try to understand the concept and start writing your notes. Stop the video in between and start noting down the points. Right guys, let us continue. Types of roots if you take, taproot system and fibrous root system. Now, taproot system is characteristic feature of dicotyledons, or we call dicots. Where do you find taproot system? What is taproot system? We will study now. First of all, from here there is every concept is important. From here simple questions will appear on the question paper. After you come back to the college, when classes starts here, then we'll have a weekend exam on morphology. Then we have basic questions, very simple basic questions. So, what is one of the important question, and try to understand guys, wherever I keep star marks, make sure that they are very important points for all of you to refer thoroughly. So, wherever I keep star marks, they are very important points. So, sometimes we get the questions, basic questions on the paper. Which type of root system is a characteristic feature of dicotyledons or dicots? Means the answer is taproot system. You know, in plants we find two types of plants, dicots and monocots. Generally we say plants are divided into two types, monocotyledons, also called monocots, dicotyledons or called dicots. Okay, generally we divide plants into two types, monocotyledons, mono means single, one, cotyledons, monocotyledons, or simply we call monocots. What's the meaning of that? When seed is in germination, means when you keep the seed in the soil, seed is germinating into a small plantlet. At the time of formation of small plantlet, you can see it grows like this and forms one cotyledon. Have you observed any time young small plantlet coming out of the soil? Okay, young small plantlet, when it comes out of the soil, you can see there is one green color structure like this. So, this is what is called cotyledon. That is what is called cotyledon. What is that cotyledon? It stores lot of food materials, nutrients and food materials, and that gives nutrients for the young plantlet to develop and to grow in size. I repeat, in some of the seeds, when you keep the seed under soil, when seed is getting germinated, in the very early stages of germination, before the formation of small plantlet, you can see one small bean shaped like this will be there. Only one will be produced, a small round bud. It's called cotyledon. It's called what? Cotyledon. For some plants you find only one cotyledon. What is a cotyledon? It contains more water and food, and it stores all the water and food materials, so that slowly develops into a small young plantlet. So this is nothing but young plantlet. Okay, then the plants at the time of seed germination produces only one cotyledon. They are called monocotyledons. They are called monocotyledons, or simply we call monocots. What are they? Mostly they are, example if you take grasses. Mostly grasses. Grasses are monocots. Grasses, if you see at the time of germination, you can find only one cotyledon. Similarly, what are dicotyledons? Means two. So here, when seed is germinating here, it produces two cotyledons like this. So here there are two cotyledons. So it contains two bud-shaped cotyledons at the very early stages of formation. Before developing into a young plantlet, the two small buds what you can see are called two cotyledons. The plants at the time of germination who produces two cotyledons are called dicotyledons. Simply they are called dicots, dicotyledons, two cotyledons. So what not, you know, all the plants, most of the plants we find, almost all plants are dicotyledons. Few are monocotyledons, for example grasses. So guys, now you got the clarity between monocotyledons and dicotyledons. Right, now let us come back to root system. So taproot system is a characteristic feature of dicotyledons. Okay, it is a characteristic feature of dicotyledons. Now let us see what is taproot system. I am drawing the root. If you observe in some cases you find a centermost woody thick root. This is called as primary axis, or itself is called mother axis. So here how it will be? It will be thick and woody structure, woody root structure, and it is only one single. Okay, so in some plants if you observe, center you find thick woody single root, what we call this primary axis, or itself is called mother axis. Generally what you can do, if you have garden, go in on roadside also, if you go and pick any plant, most of the plants are dicots, definitely you can find taproot system. In taproot system, what you find? Single root in the center, single thick woody root in the center, and that is called primary axis or primary root, primary axis, or it is called mother axis, mother root, which grow into the depth of the soil. It grows into the depth of the soil. Now from this you find some lateral roots. Some roots comes like this. Okay, from the mother axis, this is mother axis, this is a main root axis, this is a primary root what is produced, is called primary root, first formed root, thick and woody, it is called mother axis, from which you can see some production of smaller roots. These are called, so this is primary root, what I am writing in the center, this is called primary root, or itself is called mother axis, again I am writing. Now from which the small roots what came out are called lateral roots, or also called as secondary roots. This is primary root, first formed root, primary root, from which laterally means by side, there is some formation of smaller roots. These are secondary roots. Okay, primary root, secondary root. Okay, this is secondary root. Right. Now, from secondary root, at the time of maturation, at the time of growth, some more roots are produced, and these roots are called tertiary roots. These roots are called tertiary roots. They are much smaller, thin walled when compared with the secondary roots. From the secondary roots, you can find some more roots comes out. They are nothing but tertiary roots. Okay, first formed one, main axis, thick, woody. One is called primary root or mother axis. From mother axis, what comes out is a lateral root. Lateral root is also called secondary root. From the secondary root, what comes out is called tertiary roots. Now, if you observe so carefully, tertiary roots or sometimes the lateral roots or the main axis, it contains small hair-like structures. These are called root hairs. A small hair-like structures which produces like this. Okay, a small hair-like structures what are produced here, they are called as root hairs. Okay, such type of arrangement of root is called tap root system. This is tap root. Okay, I repeat, what is tap root system? It's a characteristic feature of dicots. If you pick up any dicot plant out, you can see such type of root system. What is there? Initially, first formed thick woody root structure, single, only one. It's called primary root or primary axis or mother axis. This is primary root. Grows and penetrates into the deeper layers of soil. From the primary root or mother axis, what comes laterally, from the lateral side, what comes laterally are called lateral roots or secondary roots. From the secondary roots, more smaller roots will come out, and these small roots are called tertiary roots. Tertiary roots or secondary roots or main axis, mother axis contain small thin hair-like structures. They are called root hairs. Such type of root system is called as what? Tap root system. Such type of root system is called tap root system. 1 second. Okay. Now you can see in this very clearly. It's visible, sir. It's see here. So this is nothing but completely tap root system. What you can see? Center main axis. This is primary root. This is mother axis. This is main axis. See, very thick, very strong, woody, single, only one. Okay. Now from here you can see the lateral root. This is lateral root. I hope you can see here. It's very clearly, I hope it is seen. It's visible, sir. This is primary root, primary axis, or we call mother axis, thick and woody, from which you will get some lateral root. So here this is nothing but a lateral root. Okay, this is lateral root. This lateral root is also called secondary root. This lateral root is also called secondary root. Now from this secondary root, here you can see, from this secondary root, you can see some more small roots are coming. Some more small roots are coming. These are called tertiary roots. Tertiary roots have small hair-like structures. What you can see here, these hair-like structures, what you can see here and here, these hair-like structures are called root hairs. Now this is nothing but what? Tap root system. What do you call this? Tap root system. This is a dicot plant. So this is a dicot plant. Now coming to fibrous root system. Coming to what? Fibrous root system. Now, fibrous root system is characteristic feature of, it is characteristic feature of monocotyledons or monocots. So, you will sometimes there is a possibility of getting basic question. Which type of root system is characteristic feature of monocots or monocotyledons? Means what is the type of root system commonly exists in monocots, means you have to choose the option fibrous root system. So, where do you find mostly? All monocots. Monocots means what? They contain only one cotyledon. What are the examples? Simply you can take grasses. Grasses contain what is called a fibrous root system. So, guys, wherever I keep star marks, that's very important point. Monocots, grasses, they show fibrous root system. Then what is fibrous root system here? Now, at the stages of development, initially a small short-lived primary root is replaced with a bunch of roots called fibrous root system. What's the meaning of this? Initially you can find small root system. A very small primary root is produced. Very small primary root. But it is short-lived. Short-lived means it exists for very short span of time. It occurs for very short duration of time. It occurs for 1 or 2 days. After that what happens? The short root, which is nothing but very short-lived, means it exists for hardly 2 to 3 days or for a week. After that what happens? It is disappears and this is replaced by a bunch of roots. This is being replaced by a bunch of roots. Such a type of bunch of roots is called fibrous root system. That means finally what happens? The small root will disappear. So, no more primary root, that means here later we say primary root is disappears, That means when you compare taproot and fibrous root, we say primary root is absent. Why do you write primary root is absent? You cannot find thick woody main axis. No, you cannot find thick woody main axis. What you find is small, what you call a small primary root in the very early stages of beginning of formation. Later that is replaced means completely it disappears, replaced by a bunch of roots. That bunch of roots itself is called fibrous root system. That means here primary root or mother axis is totally absent in case of fibrous root system. So, this is a very clear difference between a taproot system and a fibrous root system. Now, so here if you take here, so now you can see very clearly here, it's visible sir, right. So, here you can see here very clearly all roots which you can see here, bunch of roots. These are nothing but grasses. Grasses means what? They are monocots. In these monocots you can see all bunch of roots are there. Not single, there are so many bunch of roots. This is nothing but what you call fibrous root system. Now, earlier what we have seen? So, earlier what you have seen, this is nothing but what? Taproot system. Earlier what you have seen, this is nothing but taproot system. This is a dicot plant having taproot system. And these are what? Grasses. Grasses means they are monocots. Monocots has what? A fibrous root system. So bunch of roots coming here. These are called as what? Fibrous root system. Fibrous root system exists in monocots, example grasses, and taproot system exists in dicots. This is a dicot plant. Taproot system, characteristic feature of dicot, and fibrous root system, characteristic feature of monocots.